What if the legend of King Kong didn't start on Skull Island, but 67 million years in the past? Picture this. The colossal ape is ripped from his own time and thrown into the most dangerous period Earth has ever known, the late Cretaceous. Stripped of his familiar jungle, he's forced to face a world ruled by the planet's true titans. This isn't a movie set. This is a prehistoric world, grounded in science. Could the king of the primates survive in an age where he's no longer at the top of the food chain? This is the story of King Kong's fight for his life against the real monsters of a lost world. Kong opens his eyes to a world that's both alien and strangely familiar. Welcome to the late Cretaceous, 67 million years ago. It's a planet of giants. The air is thick with oxygen and filled with the buzz of strange insects and the calls of unseen creatures. Towering forests and swampy lowlands stretch out as far as the eye can see. While often imagined as a sweltering jungle, the climate was actually more varied. But this is still no paradise. This definitely isn't Skull Island. The creatures here aren't movie monsters. They're killing machines honed by millions of years of evolution. Herds of the massive triceratops weighing in at a colossal 6 to 12 tons graze in the clearings, making the ground tremble with every step. In the dense forests, the Ankylosaurus, a living tank covered in bony armor and swinging a devastating clubbed tail shuffles through the undergrowth. And in the skies, giants rule there too. The pterosaur Quetzalcoatlus, with a wingspan stretching over 30 feet, soars on the thermal currents, its shadow passing over the ground as it scans for its next meal. This world doesn't have a king. It only has predators and prey. In this brutal new reality, Kong is an absolute anomaly. Let's be clear. In the real world, a primate of his cinematic scale would collapse under its own weight. But, for the sake of this showdown, we'll grant him his movie star physique and focus on his two greatest assets, his brain and his agility. Kong has shown he can solve problems, and even use tools ideas, totally foreign to the reptilian minds of the Cretaceous. He can think, strategize, and use the world around him to his advantage. That cognitive edge might be the only thing that keeps him from becoming fossil fuel. His powerful arms and nimble, two-legged movement make him a complete freak in this ecosystem. Being an omnivore, Kong would immediately start competing for resources, and that means confrontation is inevitable. His first real test might not come from a hulking giant, but from a pack. The velociraptor, much smaller than its Hollywood counterpart, at only about 6 feet long, was still a terrifying threat. These were likely fast, cunning, and lethal pack hunters. Kong's raw power could easily handle one or two, but a coordinated attack from a whole pack would test his limits, forcing him to learn the deadly rules of this world, and fast. He'd also have to deal with plant eaters that are anything but helpless. A defensive triceratops, its massive shield-like frill and 3 spear-sharp horns, would be a foe that even Kong would be smart to avoid. One wrong move, one gore wound, and the risk of infection or bleeding out would be immense. Sooner or later, it has to happen. A clash of kings. The undisputed ruler of this era was Tyrannosaurus Rex, the tyrant lizard king. Growing up to 40 feet long and weighing nearly 10 tons, the T-Rex was a biological wonder built for one thing: killing. Its number one weapon was a catastrophic bite, capable of shattering bone with unbelievable force. It also had sharp senses, including a powerful sense of smell, to track its victims from miles away. When these two titans finally meet, it's a battle of total opposites. The T-Rex has the raw, brutal power and a bite designed to end the fight with a single, crushing blow. Kong, on the other hand, has his sharp mind, the longer reach of his powerful arms, and his surprising agility. A T-Rex probably wouldn't even recognize Kong as prey at first. It might even be wary of this strange, aggressive mammal. But in a fight for territory, there's no backing down. It would be a brutal, bloody clash. Kong could use his agility to dodge the T-Rex's charge, using his powerful fists to hammer away at its head and body. But he can't make a single mistake. One slip, one moment where those massive jaws clamp down, and the fight is over. Here's the hard truth. Even if Kong could miraculously defeat a T-Rex, that victory would mean very little. Survival isn't about winning one epic duel. It's about enduring an entire hostile ecosystem. Kong is a single creature, A total outsider, a family of T-Rexes could swarm him. A stampeding herd of Triceratops could trample him. An Ankylosaurus is a fortress of bone and armor that his fists might not be able to break. The constant, relentless need to find food, defend territory, and recover from injuries would wear him down. Skull Island was his kingdom, a place he understood. Here, he's an invader. Every single creature he meets is perfectly adapted for this world. He isn't. He's a stranger fighting a lonely, unending war. So, could King Kong really survive 67 million years ago? While his incredible strength and intelligence would make him a force to be reckoned with, the sheer scale and unending hostility of the late Cretaceous would almost certainly be too much. He wouldn't be fighting just one monster. He'd be fighting an entire planet that evolved to kill. His legend is that of a king, the last of his kind on a lost island. But in the true age of monsters, he'd likely be just that, the last of his kind. A lonely, powerful creature, ultimately consumed by a world he was never meant to see. If you enjoyed this Clash of Titans, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more epic what-if showdowns. Who do you think would win in a one-on-one fight? Kong or the T-Rex? Let us know in the comments below.